Hello guys, NautoAce here, and this is going to be an MmGS Roundup vlog Pre-E3 2017 special. So basically, the topics I want to talk about are a lot of announcements that's happening in the month of May here. Really quick one, doesn't really need to be in depth. So with that, the first thing I want to give my thoughts on Sonic Forces, the new 3D Sonic game that's supposed to be a spiritual sequel to Sonic Generation. I think this is a different story. And if you don't know what Sonic Generation is, it came out during the 25th anniversary of Sonic. I think the 25th. Good game. Surprisingly, it is not a Sonic 06 gameplay, so it doesn't really suck. But it's not also perfect, but it's good. It's actually fun. Sort of breaking the Sonic cycle. Believe me or not, hey, whatever. I mean, granted, there were later games that kind of went back to it, but Sonic Generation and Sonic Color for the Wii actually were some of the good 3D Sonic games. So with that, there's this game called Sonic Forces. So the premise in that one is same deal again. It's going to be modern Sonic and classic Sonic making a comeback, but it's also a third character that Sega basically trying to hype, saying this is a character that you won't believe that it's actually in the game, and people will be surprised. Well, you know what? They were right. Excuse me. Why? Because the third character for Sonic Forces is your own customized character. Okay, so you might say, "Oh, that's good. Finally, you can create your own Sonic character." True. Is it really that big a deal? Well, if you're a Sonic fan, and if you follow a lot of them in the internet and people make memes about them, then you can understand why. It's sort of an interesting aspect, and there's going to be a lot of new memes about this. Excuse me. So finally, for the first time ever in a Sonic game, you get to create your own Sonic, or not really Sonic, your own Sonic the Hedgehog world character, if that makes sense. The trailer showed like how you can do in its gameplay, and apparently this character is gonna play way different than the other two. I'm gonna assume it's just actually maybe gonna be like a real platformer. I don't know. I mean, it's not gonna come out until holiday 2017, but it looked way different than modern or classic Sonic. And you see, wait, so even the two Sonic have the different gameplay? And believe it or not, yes, they do. Classic Sonic basically plays like the Genesis. It's only 3D, but the Genesis version. The 2D version Sonic, that's what classic is. Modern Sonic plays starting in Sonic Adventure all the way to Sonic World. You must say, well, what about Sonic Lost World and Sonic Boom? Okay, Sonic Boom is basically a different game. It's a different timeline. I'll talk about that later. Sonic World, unfortunately, they're trying to follow the Mario Galaxy. That didn't really work. But still, yeah, it is still the same concept as, yeah, it's the modern one. So that's what modern Sonic. And then the custom character, apparently it's going to be a platformer. So, who knows? So, why am I sort of making jokes about this or meme about it? Well, like I said, a lot of the Sonic fans, the really uber one, let's just say, they like to do a lot of fan art this thing. And there's a lot of recolor Sonic. They have their own version of Sonic. And they're not bad, you're a fan. Hey, more power to you. And of course, there are some people that I follow in my circle. They do talk about they're very, very super fan of Sonic. I really don't know if I should talk about this part or not. But let's just say in my circle, they do talk about this one person. He's a Sonic fan. He created his own fan art. And let's just say his Sonic basically is that it's Sonic with Pikachu's attribute. So I'm just going to leave it there. And yeah, and if you want to know, I think if you just Google this name, I probably can say the name. If you Google this name, you'll know what I'm talking about. And the name is called Sonichu. That's Sonichu. I'm just gonna leave it to that. Let's move on. And then, of course, another one that I've been following the circles in 2008 is this person really also loves Sonic, and he has his fan art. I could be wrong now because it's been a long time. And his fan art of Sonic basically is a Sonic with a hoodie. That's basically it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. So, what I'm trying to get here is that I wouldn't be surprised if this is possible. Make a yellow Sonic, maybe clothes-wise. You have a hedgehog that can wear a hoodie. I'm just saying, but again, we'll see what happened when Holiday 2017 when this comes out, Sonic Force. So, do I think it looked promising? Well, if it plays like Sonic Generation, then maybe it has some hopes. But again, with Sonic Lost World, that was dumb. Sonic Boom definitely was a different approach. And speaking of Sonic Boom, that's why I kind of sort of disappointed. I was hoping the third character for Sonic Force was Sonic Boom Sonic, but apparently Sega said no, he's not going to be in the game. There's no reference to Sonic Boom. I say to that nuts, but I know a lot of people say yay because Sonic Boom, the game itself, from what I heard, is really bad. It plays like a Ratchet and Clank, and let's just say Metacritic, it has a very low score than Sonic 2006. Just saying there. Alright, so moving from there is, of course, if you heard, Pokemon Sun and Moon, the anime, with Ash Ketchum, with a new design, who cares? It's going to be on Disney. And it's going to start, well, it's already been starting the month of May, so 2nd of May. So, again, I wish it was on Cartoon Network. Am I going to be watching it? Well, probably not for two reasons. One, it gets tiring watching it. I've been seeing some previews from the Japanese version, and I guess it's just redundant in my opinion. So, I mean, the game is good. The story for Pokemon, Sun and Moon, and the anime with Ash, I think it's just, yeah, it's the same old same. I mean, they trying to base it on the game, but it's a lot of the characters are way different, like their premise. Like, in the video game, Lily actually has a Pokemon in that, I think it's called Nebula Pokemon. She calls it Nebby, and she has that Pokemon, and I think at one point, I'm not finding the game, but at one point you kind of get a Pokemon. And in the anime, she doesn't even have that. She has Alolan Vulpix, and she's not even an assistant to Professor Kukui, or whatever her name is, the guy's name. So, I mean, it's way different. And then, of course, Galdis, in the anime, doesn't even have, well, I don't know, it didn't really see much, but from what I heard, again, I could be wrong, he doesn't even have type Null. That's his signature Pokemon in the game, and apparently in the anime, it's like an evolved form of that Rockruff, but the dark midnight version. So, again, stuff like that I know they're trying to differentiate with the anime, but also trying to make reference to the anime. And again, to people that are wondering why you even do a Pokemon anime, easy to promote the game. That's all it is. It's to promote the game, but it's not supposed to be that the game in anime form. If you want that, Pokemon Origin and Pokemon Generation are the one, and those are the much better anime in my opinion than the actual Ash Ketchum. Just saying there. So, I mean, they kind of done it before with X and Y, Diamond Pearl, Black and White. I mean, again, that's really the whole point. So, who knows? And the last thing I want to talk about here in this roundup basically is more thoughts on the E3 for Nintendo. Again, kind of sad that they are not going to do a conference. They're going to do their own thing again. I just hope that it'll be interesting because don't get me wrong, the Zelda in-depth thing, even so they showed a lot of things what you can do in Zelda, there was more things to discover that, wow, I didn't know you could do this, I didn't know the game, it's in the game. You know, so props to, for the Nintendo for Breath of the Wild. But, like I said, the spotlight here they're going to do is Super Mario Odyssey. So hopefully they do talk about why this game is good, why you should get a Switch for this game. So of course, and then hopefully there are other things, and they better not be talking about ARMS and Splatoon more. Heck, they already did an ARMS direct, and it was informative. Looks good. Probably not gonna get it. Maybe not in the long run because it's a freaking. It's like a glorified, more in depth of Wii Sports Punch. I'm just saying that. Sorry, I'm just saying that. I have to say it. So there you go. But like I said, their schedule for this E3 maybe might not be bad. And again, for people who don't know, a little recap. They'll do a Nintendo Spotlight, which is probably a major Nintendo Direct again. Talking about besides Super Mario Odyssey, but other games. And then they'll also do a tournament for Splatoon 2 and ARMS. And of course, their usual Treehouse games throughout the week. Third party, first party, just talking about. I mean, they've done it before. But still, kind of suck. No conference. They did one, I said for the Switch, and then they ended up doing E3. Lame. So anyway, there you go. Those are my MmGS vlog roundup. Pre-E3 special 2017. So with that, thanks for listening.